The following video contains graphic retirement and RV travel information. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, in today's video, we open the viewer mailbag and answer your questions about full-time versus part-time retirement travel, so stay tuned. Welcome back. It's Rick and Lisa, and as I mentioned in the intro, we received a question from our viewers asking us about full-time versus part-time travel when they enter retirement. And Lisa and I, we had faced that same question a couple of years ago, and as you probably know from following our channel, we've been on both sides of that question.
Yes.
We've been both a full-time travelers.
There we go. We're starting our trip. For 1 year. This is going to be our home.
And now we're part-time travelers. But I'm sure many of you are facing this same kind of question as you're, approaching that crossroads in your life. So real quickly, I just want to read the question that we received, and then we're going to share with you some of our thoughts and everything. The question that we received was, my husband is getting ready to retire, and we are considering full-time RVing. We have done a lot of RV camping, but never full-time.
Okay.
Then they followed it up with three specific questions. It says, did you ever get travel fatigue? Mm-hmm. Did you ever feel like you were always camping? And did you feel isolated from community, church, and volunteer activities?
Okay.
So there's really a lot to unpack in that question.
Yes.
It's really three questions in one. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and answer each one in order, and just kind of share with you what our thoughts are, and also ask for you, the viewers out there, to also comment below, because really, as this community continues to grow, we want to share some of those thoughts and insights and experiences. So, Lisa, did you ever get travel fatigue?
Me, not necessarily. I know you did a little bit.
I did at times.
Yeah.
So I can caveat that with the travel and seeing new places and experiencing new things. I did not get travel fatigue from that.
No.
That's the fun, that's the exciting
Right.
things, and going places and seeing different things. But I will tell you though, the route planning, the reservations can be kind of fatiguing, trying to figure out where you're going to go, where you're going to stay, and getting all of that coordinated.
Yes, because I let you do all that.
Yes, you did. Even just simple things as trying to find a safe route to drive, where you're going to stop and get gas, where you're going to do rest
Yes.
stops and things like that, can be a bit fatiguing, trying to do all of that planning. And it can be compounded if you're continually moving all the time.
Right.
The other areas where sometimes travel fatigue would set in, and it's really not travel fatigue, it's more like Airstream fatigue, and that is the constant maintenance and repairs that you're going to have to do when you're a full-time traveler. As much as we like to think Airstreams are, really well built, which they are, they do require routine maintenance.
They do.
And, if you're not doing just, regular maintenance on them every week, then you're going to probably be doing a lot of unscheduled repairs every other week then.
That's true, because we did both inside and outside maintenance all the time.
Yes. So I guess, for us, the travel fatigue, the traveling, seeing new places, experiencing new things, we didn't get fatigued from that.
No.
That was the fun, the exciting things that you see on our YouTube videos, on Instagram and on Facebook. The behind the scenes of just all of the logistics, the maintenance,
Right.
the planning and coordination can get to be a little bit fatiguing, but you can mitigate a lot of that by what we call slow travel.
Right, and we did, at first when we started out, we did a little bit of fast travel. But then we decided we really liked the slow travel, where we like to stay 3 weeks, maybe a month at places.
Yeah, but that's one way you can kind of mitigate any type of travel fatigue. The next question she asked is, did you feel like you were always camping? So Lisa, what are your thoughts on that?
At first we did. I felt like we did a lot of camping. We stayed at a lot of state parks and things like that. But you like nature. I'm not so much of the nature person.
You just like different type of nature.
That's true.
What's the matter, baby? You look like you got a sad face.
Taking away away from my happy place. That's true. But then when I got in the groove of things and was using the oven more, and then I embraced it better, I should say.
Well, we also try to remind ourselves on occasion that, hey, we're not camping,
Right.
we're living. You know, so if you're full-timing and you're living in your camper or your Airstream, you just need to have that mindset that you're not camping. This isn't just a weekend trip. This is your full-time living. So once you kind of understand that and embrace that, and you establish kind of daily routines,
Right.
then it can feel more like living than camping. The things that do occur that make it feel like camping, again, are weather conditions. If you're in your Airstream and you have tornado warnings, you have hail storms or lightning storms, I don't care, you know, who you are, it's going to feel like you're camping when the Airstream's rocking back and forth, you got high winds, or you hear tornado sirens going off, which we did.
Yeah, and everybody has to head to the
bathhouse
Yeah.
for safety. Again, not trying to discourage you, just trying to share with you some of our thoughts and insights.
But there's also the fun part of it, like getting to make s'mores and campfires and things like that, you know.
The third part of the question that she asked was, did you feel isolated from community, church, or volunteer activities?
Well, being in the military, we had such a nomadic lifestyle. Not really, because we were used to moving every couple of years and leaving our friends or our friends leaving us. And so there was always, you know, Facebook or things like that. And,
Yeah,
you know.
I would agree with that. That doesn't mean that we didn't at times feel isolated.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be surrounded by 100 other campers in a campground, but you can still feel isolated because you don't have that social connection, and you just stay in your camper. Then it can even be worse. I
Right.
would say. And I would also tell you, if you're an Airstream Club member, that's another way to maintain some social interaction during your full-time travels is attend the international rally, attend some of the other local club rallies. That will help you kind of get recharged with some of your social connections that you may be desiring when you're full-time traveling.
Or even just having an Airstream. You pull up in a park, and the Airstream people just kind of get together.
Yes, there's an automatic connection.
There is.
Now, as far as some of the other ways to stay connected, you know, the question also asked about community or church or volunteer activities. Now, you can volunteer while you're on the road. You can camp host. Now, we didn't do that, but that's a way of volunteering. Also, churches. You can attend local churches, or if you have a church that you've been attending for years, most churches nowadays have online church services and things that you can attend that way as well, so you can still feel a bit connected with your hometown and everything like that. So,
And we did that with our church. We did virtual church services.
yes. So those were the three primary questions that we were asked. But, you know, you can just kind of, and it's not all inclusive. This would be a hours long or multi-series video to try to talk about all the different pros and cons of full-time versus part-time RV retirement travel.
Exactly.
But, you know, again, just briefly, for full-time pros and cons, I would say, you know, the adventure and freedom, simplified lifestyle, and just the ability to get close to nature are all pros to full-time retirement.
Definitely,
RV travel.
definitely.
The cons, again, these aren't all inclusive, and you probably have a lot of these. There's going to be more maintenance challenges, limited personal space, weather impacts, and then also constant movement. It can be exciting at the beginning, but then over time you can get fatigued from that if you don't learn how to modify and adjust and slow down at times. Now, as far as pros and cons on the part-time travel in retirement, again, there's some flexibility. It's an easier transition because if you're transitioning from a work-life career into retirement, that's difficult enough.
Not going to be pretty, but you can make it.
But to also transition into a full-time RV lifestyle can even make it doubly difficult. So maybe going in the shallow end first and just starting with part-time and then gradually working into full-time retirement travel may be a better option for you as well. Of course, there's less maintenance because there's less wear and tear on your Airstream.
Right.
Now, as far as the cons of part-time travel and retirement, limited opportunities or not as many. Your storage challenges and how do you maintain a home and then an RV when you're on the road. Now, like Lisa and I said, we've been on both sides of the fence. We full-time traveled.
Right.
Once we retired, it accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and then we
Yes.
then transitioned to part-time retirement.
Part-time travel.
I mean, part-time, yeah. Full-time retirement, part-time travel. We like to call it most-time travel.
Yes.
So, Lisa, what are your final thoughts?
It's a personal choice is what my final thoughts are. There's no right or wrong for each person.
Yeah, I would agree. It really comes down to your situation and what your priorities are and what your objectives are.
Right.
Again, no right or wrong answers. It all comes down to what works best for you. And for
Exactly.
us, we've tried them both, and would not change
No.
the choices that we made on either one. So again, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully this information was useful for you. We do have a playlist that kind of talks about RV retirement planning, and I'll put a link here if you're interested in further information on this. And also, if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. And if we don't hear from you, hopefully we'll see you down the road.
See you down the road.